to the G.B.B guys. Jay once again. On the line, I'm joined by Shan. Shans, what's up?
What's up, man?
Manchester United has lost once again to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And it's twice in 3 weeks that this has happened. Obviously, the first time was in the FA Cup, which they knocked us out of, and put themselves in a position to go into a semi-final and possibly onto Wembley for an FA Cup final. For us, it's another loss and another blow in our pursuit for top four. Shan, let's talk about the game and where it all went wrong for us.
I think that the team we put out was not so much of a weak side, but we really, there were some key positions we could have played stronger players. We could have played more regulars. But that being said, the one switch out that Ollie got right and played fantastically that entire game was Scott McTominay. Not only because he scored the goal, he looked to be the only one in that game that put us in for a fighting chance to get goals. He was convincing in his passing, convincing in going forward. Everyone else was just sort of going through the motions, having played a game not too long before that. So I think we could have rotated the squad in a better way. I think we could have changed the tactics to nullify Wolves, because Wolves had an FA Cup game coming up, but they didn't change the squad to a weakened squad like a lot of people suppose they would. They still played their first team. They still played the same tactics that they had when they beat us and knocked us out of the FA Cup. I think it's that we could have anticipated better and counteracted in a more effective manner.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's also a big contributing factor to the way that we played was the ineffectiveness. I don't know if that's a word, but the lack of impact by our players such as Paul Pogba, even Rashford, and a few others. Obviously, Jones and Smalling in the back. We've spoken about them time and time again, and they still show that they're not up to the challenge of being a part of a squad that's pushing for top four. I think De Gea was a little bit off the pace as well. I think there's a couple of mistakes that he made to concede those goals. But all in all, I think it was a pretty disappointing performance by the collective, which was very strange under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because a lot of times we have seen the team rally and get a result, even when we probably weren't supposed to. And that's the most disheartening thing, because I hate to see, now that we've named Ole as full-time manager, that now the players seep back into the ways that we were under the previous managers, and just be going through the motions. We loved seeing that spark and that passion when Ole first came in, and this game pretty much, it showed, the waning of that. Yes, we're coming towards the end of the season. Yes, we're obviously not going to win the Premier League, but we're still fighting for a top four position and qualification for the Champions League. And it just seems like that spark in the eye has gone out a little bit. Paul Pogba, we spoke about in the last in our last video, with the lackluster performance that he put in, and winning in spite of him being on the field and not winning because he was on the field. This was another case where he wasn't imposing on the game. He wasn't electrifying. He wasn't adventurous enough for us in this game, and we sorely lacked a leader. And I think that's a very big thing that needs to be addressed by Ole going into next season. And, with the transfer window coming up and the opportunity to bring in players, we need to bring in leaders into the squad. Obviously, the leader that we had on the pitch, or the one that's deemed to be our leader, Ashley Young, is the one that pretty much let us down completely by getting that red card. 2 yellow cards in within a 10-minute space is not good enough, especially from someone with his experience. If that's what it comes down to, and the reason that he's in the squad is because of his experience, it's definitely not because of his defensive ability. It's not because of his attacking ability. And, being the oldest player within the squad, is pretty much why he's got his position there. And you would think it would come with some experience, a cool head, and some know-how, and wasn't to be the case. He was certainly the changing, the change in the game, and the defining moment was that red card, which pretty much dictated for the rest of the game how it would play out. Unfortunate to see, and unfortunate that we dropped more points in such a crucial time when we're in such a tough race for top four with Arsenal and Chelsea. It's really disappointing the way that we went out in that game. I could see it sort of in Ollie's mannerisms by the final whistle, which was a little bit disheartening. But I know that he'll get it on the boys and he'll pep them back up. It's all down to the players now, because we've obviously got a manager that gets the best out of them, but they need to put their best foot forward. Guys, before the game, Shannon and I obviously picked our teams. You'll see they're popping up at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the scores we got based on the starting 11. You'll see our FIFA 19 score predictions on the sides. And on the top right-hand corner is the leaderboard. I don't think anyone can celebrate any points in this one, but, we would much rather be celebrating 3 points and pushing up further up the table. Guys, thanks for joining us. Shan, thanks for getting on the line. Please check us out on all our social media platforms. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. And we'll see you in the next one. Shot.